Hey guys, welcome to Junk Journal July. I know I am a day late, so get your coffee, sit down with your art supplies, and let's make some art. Hey guys, it's voiceover cat now. You see this fancy little binder situation or file folder. It's not fully filled out yet, but it is to put in all the supplies I feel like I need for the daily project for Junk Journal July. This is day one that we are working on now, which is the welcome. I decided to use Liz the Paper Project's hidden tag card, but I did it as a journaling page instead because I like the idea of it. Part of it did have to be done off screen because I had to futz around with Cricut and the Cricut site and the Cricut app, and I were not having nice words with each other, and things had to be done off camera. I also, for the life of me, could not get the first few tags to feel right. The last tag I like a lot better. It just took like 4 tries. So enjoy as I ramble on. I'm using a book page to create the envelope because I felt like it was thin enough. And I'm using a Happy Planner punch board for envelope. I think it's like the small punch board. And I can almost promise you I bought it at Tuesday mornings for like nothing. So yay for Tuesday morning. I miss Tuesday mornings. I miss them. Like, I would sell half of my soul to go back to Tuesday morning, but I don't have the money right now, so it's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I don't know if the envelope is supposed to look like this. I don't know what I'm doing 90% of the time, and so I just do until I cannot do no more. And so here I'm trying to figure out how to make it not overlap funny. It still overlaps funny, but it looks better than it did. This year I am trying, the whole point of my YouTube channel is to get me to do more of these art journal pages. I just realized you can probably hear my fan. If you can, I'm sorry. I can't stop it. I need it on or I'll boil to 1,000,000 degrees. So, yeah, the whole point of my YouTube channel is to not only connect with the community more and show what I'm doing, but it's also to keep me accountable for actually doing the art journal pages, because for some reason, like, I hit a funk and I quit doing like all art for a while, and I tried to do art and I hated it, and nothing, like, I'd make pieces to go in art, but I never actually like finished, like did a finished piece or finished journal page and everything, and it kind of started to really bug me because I wanted to, but I just never could get to that point, and I'd start to have my anxiety in my professionalism, my perfectionism stick in, and then it would be like, oh, can't finish this page because it's terrible. And so I decided that what's a better way to get me past that is forcing me to do it. I know last week I didn't have, like, technically a YouTube video. I was more excited to get my products listed, and I mean, I did upload 3 videos, but they were product videos, so they don't technically count. It was more just so you could see what's inside each journal, which, it's been a week. I've had a lot of views on them. Nobody bought them. They're available. They're amazing. They're cute. They'll be great in your collection. Check out my Etsy at Some Lost Artist. Woo. Well, I guess, like, while we're here, the point of the Some Lost Artist, I used to be again with the journal, like, again with the journal, because I used to talk about journals all the time. And then I turned it to con artist because my ex's last name was Con and we were going to get married and blah, 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 blah. And I thought that was the greatest thing ever because con artist, C-O-N, which his last name was K-H-A-N-N. It was like a perfect wordplay and I loved it. And then we broke up, and which is great. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're all surviving. I had to have a new username, and again with the journal just didn't feel right. And so I just wrote Some Lost Artist as a placeholder, kind of joking around because I was in a slump and I just didn't know what to do. And then it just kind of felt right after that, especially like my icon. I drew that on my Procreate and I love it. It looks like a little kid. It's an angry princess artist, and she's, yeah. So it's like, it was perfect, because it's like, at the time I felt very lost when it came to art, but I didn't want to quit making art, not only because I have 1,006,000 supplies shoved in a room right now, but I also, like, I crave it. Like, literally tonight we were watching Evil with the actor who plays Luke something or other from Justice League, that did muscly dude. And my brain was literally, like, in the background thinking about, like, what I'm going to do for Junk Journal July this week, and what I'm going to do for the Take 5 this month. And, like, I was trying to figure out how to create something. I can't remember what it was, but there was, like, something in my mind. Like, I was physically, or not physically, mentally, like if I do it this size, and then I do this, and then I do this, it'll come out like this. Like, I don't even remember what it was, but my brain does that a lot. Like, it's like back of the brain thinking that kind of, like, drips forward. So then I'm like, I notice I'm having these thoughts, but then I lose them, obviously. This is the first one, the first tag that I made, and I will 100% say I hated it with passion. I hated it so much that I completely just ended it. Like, I was like, this isn't working. I tried to put gesso on it to make it look a little bit better. It did not look better. So I scrapped it, and I made another one. Well, actually, and then I scrapped the next one, and then I think I scrapped one more after that. What I'm cutting up right now, is a phrase from a Facebook group about July. I'm pulling it up right now because it's always all over my Facebook. And I actually really love it. It's trying to, like, fill the air while I look for it really quickly. I wonder if I shared it. I most likely shared it to my Facebook. Here it is. Awaking Your Goddess. July will be a little more smoother than June as we bid farewell to the energy of the eclipses, supermoons, and Mercury retrograde. This month is all about overcoming obstacles, flow, intention, leading from the heart, and deepening our spiritual connection. We are in the midst of an extreme transformation as we align with a newer, higher vibration. Which, now that I read that, I actually wrote lighter instead of higher, but the point of the matter is, it didn't actually fit on this page in the end. And I did actually attach it when these videos were done to the next page in the journal, and I'll point it out when we get to that point. So, these little vellum flower things I got from somebody from a group, and I, like, it was, like, mixed into a flow journal and, like, hidden completely. And I have a bunch of them, or not a bunch, I have a couple of them now. And I found them, and I was like, oh my gosh, I would have used these forever ago. I love these. So I liked adding it, plus having the little girl. This is my Cricut Joy. I own a Cricut Joy and a Cricut Maker. I formerly have owned a Cricut Explore 2, something like that. And I wanted to, because I'm doing something small, I figured I'd use the Joy for the first time in, like, 6 months or something. It's perfect for that. So this is my welcome July thing. In reality, I was going to try to use the letters until they didn't want to come off, and come off right. Like, they all, because I'm using the green pad, and I didn't have the blue one right now. And then I was like, you know what, it would look perfectly fine if I just use the pink piece. And so then I get a pair of old scissors, like the fun ones that are edged, like stampy edge kind of thing, and I taped it down, and I absolutely love it. I think that was a way better idea than the actual letters. And I do fill in the O with the middle piece. Trying to think of what else I did. Yeah, so I was looking at this. This is me tapping. It's me thinking. Now I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a different one. So this is the second attempt at doing the tag. And actually, this tag punch that I'm using, I got it from the thrift store, because if I can find something at a thrift store, I'd rather find it at a thrift store Tuesday morning than actually buy it full price, because I'm thrifty that way. I don't know. I just prefer it that way. So this is the second punch, or second one, and I decided to try and use this paper again. I like using line paper. And I remember, right, so the reason this one didn't work, and I just accidentally cut that page a little too small. The reason this one didn't work is because I went to have Cricut write it, which they've written things in the past, and I, for some reason, cannot find the right font, which I don't have Cricut access right now. I need to get it back. It's a whole mess. And so, like, all the fonts that I'm able to use, they were like, you can outline the words, but it wouldn't just, like, write the words. And it was driving me nuts. And so this tag did not come out good at all. Like, I stopped it. I don't even remember if I filmed this part, but I ended up stopping it before it finished writing the whole quote, because I was trying to put that quote, the one I just read to you, onto the card and onto the tag, and didn't work. It didn't work at all. So I hand-lettered, quotation marks, hand-lettered, some other thing that was smaller. Here I am adding it to the journal page, and then I find out that the tag was stuck, and so I had to turn off the thing and, like, sit there and mess around with it until I could get the tag out. Each time you see me tapping on the desk with my nails or my fingers is me thinking. So here I am trying to write with the Cricut, and I love, like, this is a great thing. I just have to get Cricut access so I can have access to 1,000,006 fonts instead of just, like, 2. Excuse me. It is 9:23 at night, so I am tired and yawning, and I want to get this video done, because I was supposed to voice over it last night, and it just didn't happen. Like, but that's normal. Like, this is life right now. So this is very uneventful at this very moment. And then as I'm watching it do this, I'm like, this isn't working. And I believe this is when I made the third tag. So you can see, like, oh, you can't see. Apparently it's too fast. Whatever. It, like, outlined, and you couldn't read it, and it was terrible. So I decided to try again. And then my Cricut app said, no, I don't want to work anymore, and kept shutting down every time I tried. So I ended up exiting or pausing the video, and then came back and I was writing on the tag instead, which I like a lot better. The funny thing is I had a hell of a time getting this tag back in the hole. Like, it doesn't look like it because it's sped up by 4, but it took me forever. So whenever I do pull it out, I don't pull it out all the way because I don't want to have to sit there and fight with it and tear the paper and everything. Here's a cute little piece of string, tassel-y. Okay, so this is showing you that, like, hey, I made this. Now I'm on to day 2, which is highlights. I actually really like this one. This one was a big struggle because I just couldn't. Well, first I tried to, like, hand cut these cards to be the doors, because I was trying to make it look like, I don't have the image, so I don't know who did it because it was forever ago, but it was like they cut it for a journal page. They cut it to be looking like the card, like, you know, like when you go into a really old library and all the book cards and tell you where the books are, they have those drawers and everything. The person made them in her journal, and it looks like those, and I wanted to kind of replicate that because I really like to look at that. So this is me, you know, trying to figure out the sizes, and I was going to use these pages because they're in from my scrap pile, and I'm, like, dead set on using that scrap pile right now. So I was trying to figure out how to cut them, and for some reason, I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but for some reason, me and my paper trimmers always, like, get wonky at some point. So these end up not coming out good. And then I tried to trim them and make them better, and that just turned out horrible. And so after a few minutes of messing around with them, I finally said, screw it. And I turned off the camera, and I went and I took to Cricut again and designed my own. And then I just got a message. Got distracted. So I want to use these papers instead, which I like a lot better. They're just pretty and they're gold foiled. And I'm doing this in the back of my journal. My journals are not chronological order. I mean, they kind of are, but they kind of aren't. Like, they have dates and stuff in them sometimes. So here I'm adding the drawers, per se, onto the page. Someone just let a firework off, and now I probably need to go check on a dog at another house. And I can hear my cat outside the door, but I don't want to let her in. I guess I'll let her in because she's talking. So I also decided to create nameplates out of silver cardstock. Metallic-y silver cardstock. Come on, pretty kitty. You're so grounded. Yeah, you are. And sorry, getting back on my bed. I do create labels. Those little circles are actually to be doorknobs, and you'll see how that, or to be knobs, and you'll see that in a minute. So the prompt was highlights, and I am not the smartest person in the world. Like, I don't know what they were actually intending. Junk journal highlights, my highlights of my life, of the month, of last month, I have no idea. So I took it as so I made the prompt my own. It was highlights of my daily life, which my daily life consists of 3 things. My dog, who's 15, and we're dealing with that right now. My cat, Winifred, who is 1.5 months old. Years old, 1.5 years old. And creating daily. So I wanted to put those in there. These are the inside pieces that were cut out, and I was trying to figure out what size I needed to put those in as actual tag labels. So eventually I figured out the size because I wanted it to be, like a library card drawer. And then I made 2 more to match up with the other ones. You can hear Winifred's bell. She's confused with what's going on. There's fireworks outside, and I'm supposed to be I'm semi-dog sitting this weekend, so I might need to drive over and check on the dog because fireworks. So now I am finishing the tags. My handwriting is very unique, I know. And then they flip open because interactive. And these, this little bin is of the stuff that I had. So each file inside of the accordion folder has little ephemera pieces that I want to try to use in it. And so what doesn't get used in the scraps from the other papers and stuff go into this little bin because I want to try to use all this stuff up by the end of the month. So it can actually be used within any day. I just was like, if it doesn't get used this day, it could be used any day of the month. So right now I am cutting the backing to these photos. These photos are not the best. I can promise you that right now because they are, I'm out of ink, 100% out of ink. And I misjudged the size when I was printing them. And so either way, these are photos of my dog eating a popsicle because he was hot. Yep, you heard correctly. There's a photo of Winifred, and that's actually the day that we were gonna adopt her. We were gonna adopt her, and then they were like, oh, we don't have enough people working, so you have to come back tomorrow to adopt her. So that's the day we met her. And then the photos on the last set of photos is when I did some pages for journals with my niece and nephew, and we splattered magic markers, Jane Davenport magic markers, all over some papers and sprayed them down and made designs. And it's actually really cool, and I need to do more specific colors, not just all of the colors. So they're rainbowy and they kind of remind me of clowns, and it's just weird. Okay, so we are almost done. I want to thank you for watching. You don't see me fill out this other side of the page because I'm actually going to journal on it. And I have yet to do that, but I plan to do that probably tomorrow while I'm working. and hopefully use some ephemera too. But at least on one side of the page, you get to see what the pictures of my highlights of my daily life. So thank you for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and I will see you for my next video. Bye, guys.